Hey there, Ben Howard coming to you with this month's real estate market report, giving you all of the information you need about buying and selling homes here in North Texas. Well, if you're following financial news at all, you know that the Fed has raised interest rates a number of times. And while that doesn't directly affect mortgage rates, because they mostly follow the 10-year bonds, we have seen that there is a correlation between the two. And we saw this last week. I'm going to go ahead and right away just bring up this article. This is on CNN Business, that this last week, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, it jumped up over 1 point in 1 week. So it's the biggest since 1987. I mean, last year they were an average of 2.93 last year. So interest rates have really gone up. They're at 5.78 right now. And all the experts I'm talking to believe it's going to go above 6. It might even go to 7%. 7% is not crazy. Now, historically, again, that's not ridiculously high, but we've been a little bit spoiled with these mortgage rates that we have. Mine are at 3.25 and 3.5. So seeing these a little bit higher is something you don't necessarily want to see. But let's talk about what that really means, because you might say, well, I don't want to jump into this now because I think they're going to come back down. I haven't talked to anyone that thinks anytime in the near future it's going to come down. In fact, most people say by the beginning of the year, again, we're going to be over 7%. So I'm going to go ahead and show you something on here. We're going to get this calculator out. Now, we're going to see later on the average sales price for a home in Denton County, my home county, is $500,000. Or that's the median, not the average. That would be amazing if that was the average. But the median is $500,000. So I'm just doing a little calculation here for you. You can see I have a 20% down payment, not unrealistic if you are selling another home. But it would cost you about $3,200 a month for your $500,000 home. I'm putting $10,000 in property tax, about 2%, which is not crazy here in North Texas. So you can see here a 30-year loan at 5.78%, which is what it is right now. It puts you at $3,237.75. Now, look what happens if we wait until next year. Say, well, the values are going to go down, probably. So let's go ahead and put in a 7% interest rate, which is where it very well may be. All of a sudden now you're at $3,557. $300 more. And you say, maybe that's not too bad. Except that's 10% more. That's $3,600 a year times 30. So you can do the math on that as well as me. So if you're thinking about jumping in right now, but you're like, these interest rates are not what we want, I think I'm just going to wait it out. It could be a long waiting game. If you're looking to buy a home next year, obviously I'm going to be still selling houses next year. But if you're thinking about doing it in the next few months, sooner is better than later, because the interest rates are only going to get more tricky from here. Well, let's look at some of the numbers, what we have here in North Texas. I'm going to pull up, first of all, with sales price. You can see that we continue to go up. Here in Collin County, which is the green one, the average is $575,000. Again, this is median. I'm sorry. I keep saying average. This is the median. $575,000 here in Denton County, $500,000. Dallas County, $399,000, so just about $400,000. And in Tarrant County, you can see we're at $375,000 as a median. So we continue to see the trend going up. I do see, though, coming up here, what might indicate that this prices might soften in the next few months. If we look at the new listings that are on, here everything is cruising up. Here we are at May. Now, if we go back in past years, so let's just take Dallas County because it's the largest number, 3149. That's how many new listings this last May. We'll see what June numbers look like in a few weeks. Last May, 2,900, so we're doing better than last year. The May before that, 3,300, which is a little bit surprising because we were in the grips of COVID at that point. And then we have over here a bonkers one, 3,600. So we're not quite to where we were back pre-COVID and during COVID. However, we see in almost all of these, June is trending down. June went up in 21. If we continue to see these numbers go up for June, when these numbers come out, that's a very good sign, because you can see, again, we have about 3,200 in the large counties and about 2,200 or 2,300 in the smaller counties. Let's look at how many closed sales we have, though. 1,400 in the small counties and 2,300 in the larger counties. So we have quite a differential. Looks like I may get a dog in my video here in Watts. We may get a differential, which is going to make more inventory in the market, which gives the buyers a little more chance here. Let's see what it looks like now if we go to month supply. I've already peeked at it, so I know what it is. But we see a great trend for month supply. This is the market saturation, how long it would take for all the houses at the current rate to sell, assuming no more hit the market. So we're looking at 1.2, thank you, Watson, 1.3, 1.1. The good news is every single month is over one, or every single county is over 1 month. Now we want to see it back up here around 4. If we could get it around 3, that would be really good for this part of the country. So it's not where we want to be yet, but if this trend continues where we have more listings and less buyers, that's going to be a really good thing for everyone. Hey, well, this is Ben Howard giving you the numbers, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks to tell you how it updates here for June. But if you have any questions at all, any comments, concerns, you want your neighborhood or your town featured in one of these reports, give me a holler. You can comment down below. As always, we go over the top for listings, so if you're thinking about it, hey, even if you're not ready to commit, let us run some numbers for you and tell what we have to offer. Hey, we'll talk